last long. Supporting wall behind the temple and main building, north side of Ice Age Dion, photos 2022. Yes, you can see the supporting wall. So I think these photos have been sent because we all need to know that this wall is now have come to a side, which means which will fall down after a couple of years. So if the wall falls down, the whole temple will also the right side of that will break apart. Therefore, this wall definitely need to be restored in near future without taking much time. West side showing the cracks. So you can see clearly there are cracks. So now it's bent, and it will bend more and more, and it will fall down. Because on the other side, there's no ground. So it's like the building is on the top of the hill. So there's no earth to support. So it will fall down soon. Supporting wall west side views from top, cracks. Yes. Supporting wall is side crack at the end of wall. Fence, Oppenheimer Way. So this fence was, so there was a fence earlier, but it was weak, and some parts of it have been broken down, fell down, and then this fence was renovated. It looks very beautiful now. So we also gave support physically when they began the cleaning work. The 2 months, Mr. Tissa and also other Sri Lankan people, they came there and did the cleaning works, and they helped to make the area which will be easy for the builders to build the fence. Yeah, you can see the photos of that. Good. That is the end of the final presentation. So I think time has passed quickly. We need to finish this talk and presentation. At the final part, I would like to briefly give an idea of my role in the Buddhist house and my role in Germany. So I went to Germany, as I have explained, in 2008 to the Bonn Buddhist Temple under the invitation of then Consul General, who is the ambassador of Netherlands now. I spent there 2 years. Then I have applied to the University of Hamburg to do my master's in Buddhist studies. So I began my studies there. In the same time, I helped to inaugurate a Buddhist temple in Hamburg. Then, when I finished my education after 3 years, I got my master's degree, second master's degree in Buddhist studies with a grade 1 pass, and we also were able to initiate that Buddhist temple in Hamburg. Then I went out to initiate another branch temple, which was a work of myself. Then I initiated another branch temple about 40 kilometers away from the city of Hamburg. Afterwards, after spending about 13 years or 12 years, I went to the Buddhist house recently, before 2 years, and now I am also a resident monk there. We all live there as a family, and I believe that we were able to do something to the German community. I am also delivering speeches and seminars, conducting seminars and meditation courses outside Berlin, all around Germany. And also I pay visits to France, Italy, and some other countries in Europe, England and so on, to deliver Dhamma speeches and to conduct seminars and so on. So this is how the things are happening there. I think I have mentioned almost everything that is necessary to be mentioned. I am very much thankful, Mr. Asoka Weeraratna, for inviting me to deliver this speech at the German Dharmaduta Society. Mr. Asoka Weeraratna is a great friend of mine since 20 years. Me and Mr. Asoka Weeraratna together learned or studied for the postgraduate diploma in Buddhist studies, and we both passed it, and then we did a master's degree in Buddhist studies together. So from then on, I know him very well. He writes to me, I write to him. And then when I had contacts with the Buddhist temple in Frohnau, I continued to be in contact with Mr. Weeraratna and Mr. Asoka Weeraratna. So both are good Dhamma friends of mine, and we all work together in order to do this great service to the society. So I am very much thankful the current committee of the trustees who are doing a great service, and to all of the Sri Lankan Dayakas community in Germany, in Berlin, and also to the German community, all the societies, organizations, especially to Förderverein, who is taking care of the Buddhist temple, who is helping in order to pay the current bill and so on, and the maintenance and so on, and to all other people who gather here today. I am very much thankful to you all. May all of you be blessed with the Noble Triple Gem. May you be healthy, wealthy and happy. May you all finally attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Abhivadana silissa niccang vaddha pajayino chattaro dhamma vaddhanti ayuvanno sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti vivaca atho nibbana sampatti iminate samijjhata.
Thank you very much, Venerable Thalpavila Kusalagnana Thero, for your very informative, very interesting and very valuable presentation given to us on GDS and the activities, current activities done by GDS in Berlin, as well as on Buddhism in Germany. Now I call upon Mr. Asoka Weeraratna to give the vote of thanks.
Members of the German Dharmaduta Society, patrons and dayakas of Dharmaduta House, subscribers of the Zoom platform and YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, I'm indeed honored to deliver this vote of thanks at an occasion where a subject very dear to my heart is being discussed. That is Buddhism in Germany. We are commemorating the 70th anniversary of the GDS today. 70 years also means 70. This is an idiomatic expression. 70 is the nominal span of a human being, human life. In the days that this expression was coined, the normal lifespan was 70 years. In a human being, 70 years old means that you are more or less in the penultimate stage of your life. But I hope that this idiom is only applicable to human beings and not to existing institutions. The fact that the GDS still survives very much alive and kicking is a tribute to the vision of its founder, Asoka Weeraratna, and all those who succeeded him in the affairs of the society. I must say at the outset, I have grown with the GDS from my very small days in the lower kindergarten of my school. On the 6th of September 1954, when the Dasalaksha Aramudala Fund was launched by the GDS at the Colombo Town Hall, considered as the biggest Buddhist gathering at the town hall up to that time, I walked in a procession from Ananda College to the town hall. I was barely 6 years old. R. Premadasa, later to be President of Sri Lanka, also walked in the same position a few feet away from me, and I can still recall him joining the procession and my father identifying him. He must have been about 29 years old. I saw Premadasa very close, and he was not a famous man then. He was rising, and so in Maradana he was quite well known. Dati Senanayaka played a prominent role in the society in the early stages as a trustee. After he resigned as Prime Minister in 1953, he played an active role in the GDS and presided at the meeting at the town hall to raise 1 million rupees, Dasalaksha Aramudala, to sponsor a Buddhist mission to Germany. On December 9, 1955, when the foundation stone was laid to construct the Sanghavasa at the headquarters of the GDS at number 417 Bullis Road, now known as Bambalapitiya, Dati Senanayaka was present. And I remember my father introducing me and my brother to Dati Senanayaka. He greeted me and spoke a few words. Another important name at the beginning of the GDS is that of Mr. Nelson Soisa, Proctor Supreme Court. He gave a big donation of rupees 10,000 prior to the meeting of the Dasalaksha Aramudala and in 1954, and associated himself closely with Asoka Weeraratna. He took on the name Anagarika Dhanapriya Mahinda. The Soisa family members were ardent supporters of the Buddhist mission to Germany, which captured the breadth and imagination of the Buddhist public in Sri Lanka in the 1950s. Now, the next question is, what has the Buddhist mission from Sri Lanka contributed to Germany? What is the significance of the establishment of the Berlin Vihara by the GDS after purchasing Das Buddhisches Haus in 1957? This question was answered in a nutshell by the reputed German Buddhist scholar and chronicler of Buddhist history in Germany, Dr. Wolfgang Schumann, in a seminal article on Buddhism in Germany in the Mahabodhi Journal of 1971. Dr. Wolfgang Schumann stated that the Buddhist house, founded by Paul Dahlke in Berlin in 1924, survived World War II in a dilapidated condition and probably would have been auctioned and dismantled. The German Dharmaduta Society of Ceylon, which inherited a large sum of money from a German Buddhist, Dr. Walter Schmitz, had not come to its rescue. The GDS purchased it in 1958, renovated it, furnished it additional rooms, a good library, and station Silenese monks there who take charge of regular lectures and meditation courses. Dr. Schumann further says in this article that the organizational help which Buddhist societies in Asia, in particular Ceylon, in several critical periods have extended, has saved the flame of Dhamma in Germany from being blown out by the storm of historical events. Isn't this for the Germans reason enough to be grateful to the people of Sri Lanka who saved the flame of Dhamma from extinction in Germany? Next, let's render Buddhism and its influence in Europe today. The gains and the spread of Buddhism cannot be determined through a body count or a count of praise or worship. That is an archaic way that some religions still practice today. Buddhism works on the mind. Buddhism stands for liberation from attachment and liberation from external saviors. Buddhism advocates reliance, self-reliance, and not subservience to anyone, including an unseen external savior. That is the first lesson of the Buddha. Today, in Europe, the continent has become full of free thinkers, while some describe atheists. When one becomes an atheist, there is more freedom from the coils of religion. You rise or fall on the basis of your own efforts, and not from the prayers to an external savior, said the Buddha. There is not much religiosity in Buddhism. This appeals to the freedom-loving modern European. The spectacular growth of atheism in almost all European countries today is largely due to the influence of Buddhism, being the only major world religion that teaches self-reliance and high ethical conduct without reference or dependence on an external savior. So Buddhism is very much free-thinking religion, and Buddhism doesn't go after people. So many other religions go after, they hunt, headnut, advertisement, steamboat, what do they call? Steamboat, boat style. Buddhism is not advertising religion. In fact, I'll tell you, Dr. Paul Dalke, in his last speech on Radio Berlin, he died soon afterwards, he said, Buddhism doesn't go after people. Buddhism stays and make people think to come to Buddhism. Buddhism, Nietzsche said something very interesting. Nobody comes to Christianity. Nobody comes to Christianity. In the case of Buddhism, people come to Buddhism. Buddhism doesn't chase people and take credit and pride for capturing people. There is no capture in Buddhism. Buddhism down in the Berlin, you don't go hard from house to house, same. And that is the kind of conduct you see in other religions, but not Buddhism. You come to Buddhism, and the Buddha that is, come and see, is the Buddhist practice. If you like it, you take it. Buddhism is a take it or leave it religion. We don't capture people and sort of use it for other reasons, like power and promotion. That is a lesson that others can learn from Buddhism in contrast to so many monotheistic religions. Now, I'm coming to the last part of my presentation. Now, thanks are due to the following. Venerable Thalpavila Kusalagnana Thero for sharing his knowledge and perspectives on a subject that is becoming increasingly relevant to regions of the world which are threatened with horrors of war. Today, Europe is highly threatened. We don't know what's going to happen. And this is similar to the situation when my uncle, Asoka Weeraratna, visited Germany in 1951, his first visit. The chief motivation for Asoka Weeraratna to bring a Buddhist mission to Germany was to promote peace in both Germany and rest of Europe, ravaged by war. Today's talk by Venerable Kusalagnana is a reminder of the necessity of Buddhism in a continent now faced with the prospects of a total war, even possibly going nuclear. Next, Venerable Palani Dhammakusala Thero is a young monk. He is about 32 years of age. He is committed to the cause of Buddhism and its spread. He is a co-resident of the Berlin Vihara with Venerable Thalpavila Kusalagnana. Venerable Dhammakusala is a disciple of the late Venerable Thero, who passed away at the beginning of this year. The GDS is very appreciative of the services being rendered by Venerable Palani Dhammanissanti Thero. Mr. Sri Vajiraramaya, my younger brother, is the manager and caretaker of the Berlin Vihara. He stands out above everyone else. He gave up his lucrative business in Düsseldorf to take charge of the Berlin Vihara in the year 2000 with the full consent of the German Dharmaduta Society. He is the fundraiser, and he has been raising most of the funds, and the backbone of the upkeep of the Berlin Vihara. Next. Sri Lanka Embassy in Berlin. The ambassador, I just left the place. The term is completely mistaken. Her name is Miss Manori Unam, and the staff of the embassy have given unstinted support to the activities of the Berlin Vihara. They were regular attendees and participated actively. Her Tobias Siesmann, President of the Berlin Buddhist Vihara Friends Association, Vorderverein Buddhist House. He is a friend and supporter of Das Buddhist House in Frohnau from the days of his childhood. His house just few houses away from this temple. And they have been playing, they were having using these premises for playing and running here and there. So he has a great affinity in this temple. The Vorderverein Buddhist House plays a critical role as a support group. Next, Dr. Winfried Liebig, archivist and librarian of DBH. He is a historian and perhaps the most knowledgeable of among people living today of the history of DBH. He has preserved the library stocks with great care. We thank him for his kindness. Thank service. Next, Sri Lanka Association of Berlin. Now this organization is thriving, is increasing in numbers because all the people who come to Berlin from Sri Lankan background generally tend to become members of this organization, and is quite active, very active. You can see much of his activities on TV. It gives unqualified support to the holding of regular religious and cultural activities of the temple. And also, the monk told me, Venerable Ramakusala, that they regularly inquire into the needs of the temple and the monks and supplies the requirements without fail. Next. Miss Peggy Muller, dedicated to the welfare and advancement of Das Buddhist House. Now, she is a lady from East Germany, so she has gone through the gamut of hard life. Actually, I must tell you, these East Germans, I have met a lot of East Germans, they are like Sinhalese people. They have gone through scarcity, they are always very simple, very austere. See, so they know the tough times, unlike people in the other parts of Germany who are more comfortable. So this lady, he knows everything of hardship, unlike people coming from West Germany. So Miss Peggy, she's a voluntary hands-on worker and interpreter of high professional standards, fluent in several languages, and now she is learning Sinhalese to promote friendly relations between Germany and Sri Lanka. There's another lady who is also very active. Her name is Julia. She gives a lot of administrative support and organizing of meditation retreats. And last, Berlin Vihara Buddhumaga Dham parcel staff. Now, recently, very recently, after Venerable Dhammakusala Thero accepted the position as a recent monk, she has been quite active, and they have formed quite a new service factor to the Buddhumaga Dham parcel staff. So I must thank the staff for all being free, teaching young children, Buddhist, when Sri Lankan and Sinhalese people go abroad, they are cut off from the main culture. So it's very important that the culture is not denied to the younger children. So that is kept alive by people like the staff of this Buddhumaga Dham parcel. So thank you very much for this initiative and dedicated service. And last, to all the Dayakyas and patrons of Das Buddhist House, a sincere thank you, Bhumapin. And then I come to the Sri Lankan side of it. I thank the Board of Trustees, the Board of Management, and the members of the German Dharmaduta Society. Secondly, I thank the staff of the GDA, especially Mr. Kevin Silva, the administrative officer. He's very active. I mean, he's a backbone really with respect to cultural matters, legwork. Not for him, he will be really stuck. So he's doing a marvelous service, and he has been on the staff for 20 years. Great way to do it. We have to look after him. Great contribution he has been making. Next is the Vajiraramaya Temple for giving us the auditorium and was free of charge. Thanks to Venerable Kusalagnana. He's very active, and Venerable Kusalagnana is very scholarly. So he's very scholarly. He has come second in some very difficult exams. So he has excelled so much that he is now the principal of the Bhikkhu Training Center at the Dharmaduta in Maharagam. And that's a very high status. And he has so many qualifications. See how well he spoke in German. I mean, the very fact that a single is one coming from rural background and without exposure to to sophisticated things. Now we have come to a stage where he speaks German, and in turn he gives a lift up to Buddhist sponsors. If a monk can get to that stage, I mean the prospects for future growth are very high. So, and I also take pride in the fact that I was a part of a family that somehow saw to it that we have established ourselves as Buddhists in Berlin, like number one. And you know, this Berlin Frohnau is a top class place. It's like Colombo 7. Rich people stay. Dr. Dahlke was a very rich man. Because he started homeopathy, he's a homeopathy doctor. And homeopathy is very popular in Germany. And he earned a lot of money for him to, he traveled 8 times. He came to Ceylon 8 times. And only when he realized that he can't live in Ceylon because of the weather conditions, that he went back reluctantly back to Germany. And during this First World War, he was unable to come to Sri Lanka because of the intervention of the war. Then only he decided that there is no way of my going back to Sri Lanka, but I will construct house, and you will never get a temple in any part of Europe. So beautifully done, and done in line with the architecture of Buddhist countries. That is Das Buddhist house. It is a custom-built house, and not like others taking just street houses and they have established your temple. Das Buddhist house is nothing of that kind. You have to go and see what a beautiful place it is. And Europe is now proud. The Das Buddhist house comes number 11 as a preserved building in the whole of Berlin. And earlier people are thinking of dismantling it. Now German government is very interested in preserving it. And very soon, I will first finish this. Now Vajiraramaya Temple for the auditorium, Vajiraramaya Temple, Mr. Andrew Desana, you are very helpful in doing all this to help us organizing this function today. Then Mr. Jagat Sudipal gave us a projector free of charge, and of course the commercial bank also made a small donation. Now before I conclude, I must tell you a few things. In the year 2024, in 1.5 years' time, it will be the 100th anniversary of the founding of Das Buddhist House. And Das Buddhist House is a landmark building, not only for Germany, but the whole Buddhist world. Because that is the oldest temple, in Theravada temple, in the real grand style. And we want to celebrate achievement of Dr. Dahlke, we want to celebrate it. And we are still thinking of the way we should celebrate it. I'm sure German government and others will help. But we are also appealing to the Buddhist world, the World Fellowship of Buddhists, and all the other Buddhist benefactors to support the cause, support our intention to commemorate Das Buddhist House, because that will send a message. So that we are in the process of strategizing the organizing of the function to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Das Buddhist House. And I'm just mentioning this so that now that I have made at least listeners to my speech as well as this function become aware. Your support is necessary to ensure that Das Buddhist House, on the occasion of this 100th anniversary, receives the desired support for sending a message to the Buddhists and others interested in Buddhism. So that virtually brings my presentation to a close, And I thank you on behalf of the German Dharmaduta Society for coming here, and we are very happy, not for anything else. However limited the crowd at this venue is, this is all getting recorded on YouTube, it's getting recorded on Zoom, and a lot of other people will be able to listen to this, and also after this function will be able to again revisit the recording of this event. Thank you very much, and with that I conclude.